Good job, Eric. So let's talk a little bit about this. We have some challenges in the middle section, right? And this is kind of towards the end of the alto tenor bass section going into page 10.
进到第10页这里，我们一直都是一个很大的挑战。
Now, on the top of page 9, we want to be careful because this is one example of many cutoff gestures that you did.
这里我们会有很多收拍在你的指挥当中。
And it's important we remember all musical events must be prepared.
那记得我们所有的那个都要做预备。
Entrance, long note, triplet, dynamics, cutoffs.
任何东西，包括收拍也要做预备。
So what's happening in general is your cutoffs are never prepared. They're just kind of.
大部分的那收拍都比较没有做好。
So as an ensemble, we never know when or how.
所以有时候我们就不知道到底是何时收拍，而且该如何收拍。
Can we just have you show us the cutoff at measure 55?
我们看55小节的收拍。
So sing soul. Ah, okay. But this time for the full beats. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Off, right? Yeah, okay. Right, now, this was better than before. Can you help us understand, when you do this, why did you do this?
I want to make it clear.
Okay, let's see one more time.
Should I do the same again? Try again. Exactly the same.
Okay, now, if you're listening with very careful ears, as you all should because you're conductors, did you notice when we get to the L of soul, it is an indistinct amount of time that each person is holding the L.
哎，有没有听到那个刚才在唱的？大家耳朵应该要很好，你会把那 L 停住，有点把它拉长停住，有点把它压住。
We're not sure if we're supposed to continue the sound or is it off or is it so?
就我们有点不太清楚，那里是那个你是要拉长吗？还是因为你把它这样抓住？
So we
抓好
have
我们以为会是要拉长一样。
we have these consonants in any language that take on a more liquid quality. Right?
就是像这些有些子音是比较有
So
态的。
if I was a violinist, it's easy. I would just take my bow off the string, right? But for singers, ooh. So this doesn't necessarily help us.
这样其实对不一定会帮大家，有点像把那个反而拉长。
And then we stop the sound as we so.
对，就轻轻点一下，不要捏起来。
Okay, so that's fine. We don't need to practice it. Something for you to consider, okay?
对，这可以
Now,
回去想想看。
bottom of page 9. This is giving everyone major nightmares, right? Waking up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night. Yeah. Okay, so we have a number of things happening here. One, tenor 1 sustains.
Yes.
All the way to the end of that last measure.
Mm.
And then sopranos, they enter in after a fermata.
soprano 进来那个第一拍其实是有延长，那个休止是延长的。
Maria. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fermata. Do gloria boom. So this is something we have to make sure we know how much time is going by, because when we get to the downbeat of the last measure, there's a fermata before the sopranos come in.
所以注意那个延长。
Okay, can we start tenors and bass? This is the pickup to the last 3 measures. Mari.
OK，我们就是59小节第4拍，大家唱一下。
So I should hold and look at them.
Okay, now. So, in the second, in the last measure, the first tenor is sustained, right?
Yes.
But then something else happens that's very important.
那个 tenor 一直拉长，但是其他呢？
Bass.
Yeah, they cut off, right?
对。
Yeah, they're out. Right, and then tenor is sustaining, and then you can turn to the soprano.
Okay.
你记得要那帮贝斯要收拍，要收拍，对。
So if you want,
贝斯收拍。
you can have this, cut off second tenors here, and cut off basses here.
Wow.
These 2 cutoffs also need, I don't know, so
那
much.
个收拍要。
It's crazy. Okay, let's try. Same place?
Wait.
Second tenors. 2, 3. That's right. Good. Now, so let's try it again. So we make sure we understand what we're doing in with. But that was better.
Okay.
Just that much.
Sorry. Bass, yes. Sorry. Okay, I got it.
Okay, stop right there. All right. Now, does he
I changed
have to change hands?
I did it wrong. Suddenly forgot.
And he's slower. It almost looks like maybe Tai Chi or something, right? Yeah, this way and this way, right? It's difficult because the choir's spread out, right?
Yes.
But I would say, if you have one hand already working,
Mm.
just leave in the one hand, and then when you turn to the
Just leave it away.
sopranos, yeah, then you can do this. Okay, so the cutoff that he's trying to do for the second tenor and then the bass baritone is this kind of universal cutoff gesture. I would say you don't necessarily have to do that.
Mm.
You could simply look at the section and touch the downbeat.
就收拍，我们不一定要画圆，
嗯
你就看着他们，而且轻轻点一下，他们就知道这就会收。
But now let's get to maybe the more important challenge in the last measure, sopranos. It's molto ritardando, so it's not just slow, but it's getting slower.
然后最后一小节 soprano 进来是要越来越慢。
So, do gloria ye bum bum. Subdividing before might help that, but it's important that we understand the concept that it's not just slow, but it's slowing down.
对，其实这不只是渐慢而已，要真的渐到很慢。
Okay? So, we'll all sing the soprano part at the octave,
我
okay?
们一起来唱看 soprano，
And just conduct that last measure.
只要指
Okay.
挥 soprano 就好。
Okay, now, 4 into the next page, sped up. You want 2,
你刚才第四拍加快了，
4, 1.
哦
刚才第四拍加快了。
Be careful, you prepared 3, and it starts on 2.
第三拍的那个是要从第二拍指挥。
Instead of, right?
哦，刚才
Sorry.
应该是第二拍开始，你刚刚变成好像指挥第三拍开始，
哦
对，所以第二拍开始应该是第一拍。
Three.
So starting in,
Oh, just okay.
okay, so he's choosing not to subdivide, and maybe that's fine.
你现在没有要分割嘛，这个渐慢地方。
But if that's the case, internally you have to maintain a really clear sense of the slowing rhythm.
但是你心里就在想那个比较慢的速度是怎么样。
Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Wait a second. You prep beat 3 again.
你现在是准备第三拍，你放在第二拍上开始，没有，应该放在第一拍上开始准备第二拍这样。
2, 3. That's a lost. Okay.
So instead of out, start in. 2.
二拍打，所以是往第二拍方向上拍准备，对。
Okay, so essentially he's starting to subdivide by going
对，现在其实有一点点分割。
So I would say if that's what you're going to maybe eventually do, just go ahead and subdivide. So 2, 3, and 4, and 1.
Okay.
4.
Mm.
Very be fancy. 4.
Okay.
Okay, now the next page, where the tempo.
To back into the yes.
But again, it's not too fast, but maybe just a little more movement than what you just did. Okay, so is this helping you to understand how the transition works?
Yes.
Yeah, because this is tricky, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's very tricky. Okay, now let's go to the end. This is another transition, bottom of the last page.
最后这里
In measure 81, we have written in molto ritardando again. And it seems to me that's because the altos have a moving line of eighth notes, in a molto ritardando, we need to pay special attention to that.
因为81小节的 auto 有8分音符不断在走，
Okay, can we
又
begin?
渐慢很多哈。
The pickup to measure 79.
Up to
对
7.
其实是9小节前一拍。
Okay, good. Let's go back. So again, focusing on measure 81. The basses and baritones have moving quarter notes, right? And so this is easy enough, I think, to conduct 1, 2, 3, 4. And they can follow you pretty easy. But the alto 1 and 2, they have two parts that are working kind of in contrast to each other. And the alto 1 rhythm is different than the alto 2 rhythm. And it's the alto 2 here, bum, bum, ba, that needs to be.
对，因为81小节的 auto 他们在节拍连 auto 1、2都有，所以后面也有分开来，所以要给他们更多的关注。
Soprano alto 1, sing the alto 1 part. Alto 2, tenor bass, sing the alto 2 part now. So we're all singing together. Measure 81 only.
Oh, should I subdivide it? Is back?
That's the conversation, yeah.
Oh.
What to
Okay.
do, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now I start to feel like maybe rhythmically you're understanding what's happening. Now we have to be able to show the ensemble so that they know exactly what you want.
你现在知道你想要怎么样说，但是一样要怎么样用手表现出来。
So there's this concept, if you're going to subdivide, right? If you're going to subdivide, before, maybe the beat before you subdivide, you're going to do something called melding.
在分割之前，你要做一点那个预备分割，所以它 melody 是。
And the melding gesture is simply to help the choir understand something is coming.
是要帮助他们知道，哦，即将发生一些事情。
So watch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Watch again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I want to subdivide beat 4, but I want to prepare you, so I begin to show you on beat 3 by melding from 1 into subdivided.
就是从一个大拍变成2分的时候，前一拍也会做，开始逐渐分割这样。
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Sing the alto part again. And. And because I'm thinking of beat 4, but you've already seen me start to subdivide on beat 3, by the time we get to beat 4, I can control the tempo.
对，所以可以提早做这样预示。
So now watch again. And. So I can really control, right? You're mine. I can control you. But so this idea of melding helps kind of like wake them up that something's coming.
对，就是让他唤醒大家，知道说下面
Okay.
即将发生的事情。
Everybody again, pick up to 79.
再回到79小节前一拍。
And again, what you're doing here is a very technical, intellectual exercise so that you can guide them.
对，这就是有这种技巧，就可以帮助大家。
Now, we're out of time, right?
2 minutes.
Okay. So, something that I noticed though, and I think maybe we should do is we should stop so we can take a break though. In general, the gesture with the hands seems to be like an afterthought.
现在手有点好像是想在后面。
So we're leading the beats, and I think he's doing a good job of actually being musical, but the hands don't seem to be communicating anything.
对，就是其实你有音乐性在手中。
So perhaps we can find a way, especially in something that is legato, to use the hands that look more related to the music.
对，要跟与音乐有关，所以每个提示都做好。
Instead of this.
手的形态也要跟音乐是相符合的。
So to be aware of what the hands look like is very important.
知道你手的形状看起来是怎么样，而是不是贴近音乐的本质是很重要的。
Otherwise, just put a baton in your hand, right? Okay. Good job today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take a break?
对，我们现在先休息一下。
10 minutes?